Hey everyone, Shabba Gamer here, and welcome to the final set of Global Cruiserweight Championship Qualifiers. This is going to be the Japanese section, this is going to be the Mexican section of our qualifiers. And the first match, as you can see there on the screen, is going to be Aerostar taking on Jack Evans. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking right now. Jack Evans is Canadian, he's not Mexican. However, he has been working over in AAA now for quite some time, and that is why we've included him in this match and this set of qualifiers. Also, after this match, we have one more match for you coming from Lucha Underground, and that is going to be Phoenix taking on Angelico. And same with Angelico, he is not Mexican, but he is based in Mexico working for AAA and Lucha Underground. So that's why we're doing that as well. And here we go. First time I've used this AAA arena, and I must admit, it's quite good. I like it. It looks pretty damn good. We might have to use it again in the future. I know maybe we can do some sort of event in Mexico, maybe with one of our rosters, and use this arena once again and try and reach out to our Mexican audience along them sort of lines. But still, this would be a pretty good arena. I like this. And obviously making his way to the ring now, it is Aerostar, the first man from our Mexican qualifying section. He's going to be taking on Jack Evans, somebody who's been working over in AAA now for about a decade, I would imagine. It's been a long old time. He was working Ring of Honor in that sort of early to mid 2000s, as well as PWG as well. And he disappeared off to Mexico. He worked a little bit of TNA when they did the, I think they did a World Cup TNA. So that he did a little bit of that, but he's based mainly over in Mexico now. Of course, working for Lucha Underground as well. And he has come back and done a few shows for PWG of recent. PWG's really been branching out, but I think since Ring of Honor have allowed PWG to start using their talent again, they've sort of held back a little bit, but I think they're still trying to use some different guys. Of course, Jeff Cobb made his debut in PWG of recent. Guys like Jack Evans and Angelico, Pentagon and Phoenix and Drago were all part of the Battle of Los Angeles last year as well. So PWG really branching out and picking up some really good talent from around the world. Of course, they're slowly, one by one, losing that talent to WWE. Of course, we found out the announcement that Tommy End will be joining WWE pretty soon in the summer. That's one guy that PWG have used quite a lot over the last year, so they've been losing him. But of course, they have gained Cody Rhodes, who's already been booked in for this year's Battle of Los Angeles. Right, enough of me blabbing on. We do have our first match on the go here. Jack Evans versus Aerostar for a place in the Global Cruiserweight Championship quarterfinals. Of course, they will be taking place at NXT. We're going to have a couple of those next week and a couple the week after, and then we should know our... Is that going to work? 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, about 8 guys. We'll have 8 guys actually qualifying by the end of this. So we'll have 2 guys performing, 2 matches on NXT next week, 2 matches on NXT the week after. Then we'll have the semi-finals on our Smackdown. And then I think that means we can have our Global Cruiserweight Championship event. We are going to have it as a special pay-per-view for Smackdown, a one-off show. And yeah, we're going to have a full Cruiserweight show, and the main event, of course, will be crowning our first ever Cruiserweight champion for the roster. And, of course, all 16 guys that have been involved in this Global Cruiserweight Championship over the past few weeks will all be added to the SmackDown roster as a permanent member as well anyway. So guys like Jack Evans and Angelico, Aerostar, and, of course, Phoenix will all be joining SmackDown, along with some of the guys we've seen, and this is where I test my memory now. We had Japan last week, Hayabusa, Jushin Liger, Kota Ibushi, and Kushida. We had America the week before, which was Andrew Everett, Ricochet, Matt Sydal, and... Oh, come on, who was it? Who was it? I know there's another one. Matt Sydal, Ricochet, Andrew Everett, and... I can't remember now. PJ Black. So there's them, and of course in the British qualifiers we had... Zack Sabre Jr., Marty Skull, Will Ospreay, and Mark Andrews. So all those 16 guys will all be joining our SmackDown roster permanently as well as soon as we finish this Cruiserweight tournament. And of course, like I said, we'll see the first appearance of them all in a SmackDown ring when we do our special event coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Maybe even next... No, it won't be next weekend because we're not going to have time. We could... No, we won't do it next weekend. It'll probably be week number 3 of next month. So probably in a couple of weeks' time, maybe 3 weeks' time, we will finally finish off this. So yeah, we'll do NXT next weekend, NXT the weekend after, and then we'll do a special semi-finals on SmackDown, and then of course we will do the pay-per-view on week number 3. Great moonsault there by Aerostar. Inverted atomic drop as well. And Aerostar's... I wasn't going to say in control of this match until Jack Evans caught him there with that dragon screw. Now pulling Aerostar towards the middle of the ring. Going to go for a pin. I don't think a dragon screw is quite going to be enough to finish a guy like Aerostar off, and it's not. Aerostar kicks out. Jack Evans now went for the drop kick to the back of the head of Aerostar, who rolled out the way cleverly. Takes Jack Evans up onto the shoulder, but Evans slides free. Creates a space of Aerostar. Takes him up on his shoulders. What's Jack Evans got planned here? Rolls through. Bringing Aerostar back up to his feet. Flips over the top. Straight into a backdrop. That's quite ironic. I've just realised I've just opened in this arena for the first time and using this arena for the first time. And it's got Corona as the big logo in the middle of the ring. And what do I currently have on my desk here while I'm drinking away? A bottle of Corona. There's the pin by Jack Evans after that big spinning kick, and it's still not quite enough to finish Aerostar off. Can't beat Corona. This episode is sponsored by Corona. It's not. I wish it was. I'm not allowed to make any money off this game at all. Bloody 2K. Couple of clotheslines there by Aerostar. And a big super kick taking Jack Evans down. Aerostar now bringing Evans back up to his feet. Goes in for a big tornado. Head scissors. Takes him down. Aerostar with a pin. Could this be enough to cement his place in the quarterfinals? It's not. Jack Evans kicks out Aerostar. Can't believe it. Head in hands. He thought he'd done enough there, but both guys slowly back up to their feet. Aerostar now with a stroke style move. And Aerostar making his way up to the top rope. Oh, he went for the inverted 450. And we're going to get a replay of... Oh, it's a bit... There we go, there's a replay. He completely missed it. Jack Evans managed to slide out the way. Jack Evans with that short, sharp DDT. Bringing Aerostar back up to his feet. And there's that big spinning kick once again. He almost won the match of it earlier on. He's going to try and win it again. Jack Evans pulling Aerostar away from the ropes. In for the pin he goes. Will this be enough to cement Jack Evans' place in the quarterfinals? No, it's not. Aerostar kicks out. Drop kick to the back of the head there by Jack Evans on Aerostar, who's slowly sort of camouflaging in with the ring there. Jack Evans going up top. He's quite some distance away. Referee getting in between Jack Evans and Aerostar. Jack Evans went for a 680 senton. That's the word I'm looking for. But Aerostar avoided it. Crucifix pin. Could this be enough? Could he steal one here too? Oh, and a kick out by Jack Evans. What a great little cheeky move that was by Aerostar, trying to steal the victory with that crucifix pin. And these two guys have put us a fantastic match between them. Big kick to the chest there by Aerostar. And another one to the back as well. Aerostar taking a few seconds here. Not a wise thing to do though, as Jack Evans is back up to his feet. Aerostar reverse Hurricanrana. Jack Evans really hit hard there, head first onto the mat. Aerostar rolls him over. And he was thinking about going up top, but Jack Evans back up to his feet. Aerostar rethinks it now, sending Jack Evans against the ropes. Oh, drop kick to the knee. What a vicious move that was by Aerostar. I'm stuck in this Aerosmith now. I was listening to an Aerosmith album and it seems to have stuck in my head. Aerostar now just pushing the knee into the back of Jack Evans. Aerostar was someone else who worked for PWG last year. I think they brought in 4 guys in the Aerostar, Phoenix, Drago and Pentagon. I still haven't watched it. I keep waiting because one of my mates wants to watch it with me. And it's been nearly a year now. I haven't watched it yet, so I might have to watch it myself soon. And Angelico there, the big elbow to the gut of Aerostar, throwing Aerostar into the corner. Angelico takes him up onto that top turnbuckle. What's he going to go for here? Looks like he's going to go for a super backdrop and a big landing, and see how much it just hurts Jack Evans' back, and He fell half the distance to Aerosmith. I'll give up. With Jack Evans with a pin. 2. Oh, and a kick out there by Led Zeppelin. Both guys slowly back up to their feet. Jack Evans now catching Aerostar in with that quite vicious looking fisherman suplex now. Jack Evans making his way up to the top ropey. He's already tried the 680 once. Is he going to be trying it again? Aerostar's slightly moving around there. It's a Phoenix splash by Jack Evans, but he got an extra rotation on there again. Is that going to be enough to finish Aerostar off? Oh, and again, it's a kick out by Aerostar. What a fantastic match this has been between these two. Really looking forward to seeing these two on our roster in Smackdown soon. Of course, Jack Evans and Angelico, that are going to be in the next match, Angelico, do work together as a tag team over in AAA. So we might have to try and bring that in. I believe they're called the Sky Blondes, I think, if you translate it from what they are called. There's a pin there by Aerostar. And Jack Evans kicks out after 2. Both guys back up to their feet. Jack Evans spins over the top of Aerostar. Lock in the arm, and there's the backdrop. Again, bringing Aerostar back up to his feet. Jack Evans needs to finish this one off, and there's another one of the big spinning kicks to the back of the head of Aerostar. Aerostar dropped like a sack of potatoes. He could be knocked out here, and this could be a simple pin here for Jack Evans to win the match. Jack Evans drops into the pin. Is this going to be enough to put him through to the NXT quarterfinals? It's not. Aerostar once again kicking out. Wow, these two guys really showing why they want to be there. And really showing they can be there as well. I have no idea what that was there. It was almost like a combination neckbreaker, reverse DDT. But Aerostar's going to go from the pin from it. It's not enough. It's still enough for a 2 count. And you see Aerostar, who's doing the damage, is still struggling so much to get back up to his feet, as is Jack Evans. And Evans is actually back up to his feet before Aerostar. But Aerostar still in control. There's the snapmare. And now Aerostar just trying to slow the pace of the match down and regain a little bit of energy. Jack Evans back up to his feet. A big elbow to the gut of Aerostar. Aerostar now throwing Jack Evans into the corner. And he takes Jack Evans up onto that top turnbuckle. And Aerostar now... Oh, great move there. And he's locked it straight in for a pin. And it's enough. No, it's not. Oh, my God. What are one of these two guys going to have to do to get through? But I must admit, I think this is one of the best matches I think I've seen on 2K16. This has been a real great match. Some fantastic action from start to finish from both guys. Now Jack Evans going up top. Is he looking for that 680 senton? He is, and he hits it this time. And surely that's going to be enough to put Jack Evans through to the NXT quarterfinals next week. And it is, and there we go, a 3 count, and Jack Evans is victorious in what has been an absolutely incredible match here between himself and Aerostar. And that's the main reason why I want to see the Cruiserweight Championship back in WWE, because you get fantastic matches like this. And we're going to get some great matches on the game here, but just think if WWE did it in real life, brought the Cruiserweight Championship back to maybe SmackDown or Raw, whoever wants to take it, I would suggest SmackDown when they do the roster split, and it will definitely be worth it. The thing is, they've got so many people on the roster that could be potential Cruiserweight champions. The main one that springs to mind is someone who's had a few little bits and bobs but never really had much of a storyline going forward, and that is Neville. He would be ideal to be put into that Cruiserweight Championship division. He's an absolute speed demon. He's been out injured now for quite a while, got injured just before WrestleMania, and I'm hoping that he'll be back very, very soon. They might be saving guys like Neville now and a couple others that are injured just to bring back when the roster split happens. But this was a great move here by Aerostar. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it was almost like a leg scissors into the middle of the body, bringing him down. I'm sure it's got a proper name, but I do not know it. And there's Jack Evans taking Aerostar down, has him in a perfect position. Up onto the top rope he goes, looking for the 680 senton, and this time hits it. He missed it the first time. This time he hits it, and it was enough to pick up the 3 count and to make his way through to the quarterfinals at NXT coming up this coming weekend. So well done to Jack Evans. He is the first man to qualify from Mexico. We still have one more match for you on this video, so be sure to keep tuned. That is going to be coming up right now. That is going to be Angelico versus Phoenix from the Lucha Underground Arena. Right, here we go. Third time lucky. Hopefully this time it'll work. I keep loading up the Lucha Underground show, and for some reason it keeps loading up the Progress Arena for some reason. I don't know why. This game is just... It's just completely screwed, isn't it, really? But here we go. Angelico versus Phoenix for the right to join Jack Evans at the Global Cruiserweight Championship qualifiers in a few weeks' time. Will it be Angelico or Phoenix? And I'll just take this moment to say that there is a brand new Angelico on the Community Creations in PS4. And it's just so much better. Look how good that Angelico is. Compared to the one we used to use that had a head that was twice the size of his body. That is a fantastic Angelico, and I can't wait to see how he gets on in the ring. And here we are. Finally! It's loaded the correct arena. Yay! It's loaded the Lucha Underground Arena. I don't know why. This game's just so full of bugs at the moment, isn't it, still? And I don't think they're going to bother doing anything else. They're permanently working on 2K17 at the moment, which is not a problem as long as they get 2K17 perfectly right. But still, it's a very good looking Angelico. It's a very good looking Lucha Underground Arena as well. So I'm looking forward to this one. If it's half as good as the first match we saw in this episode, it's going to be a cracker. It really is. Aerostar versus Jack Evans was every bit as great as we expected it to be, and I'm hoping Angelico versus Phoenix can be on par, if not one step ahead. Both these guys are notoriously fantastic high flyers. Of course, a good thing for us is not just that, as I mentioned earlier on, that all these 16 guys are joining the roster, but Angelico and Jack Evans are actually a tag team as well. The Sky Blondes, I believe they're called. So it'd be pretty good to have an extra tag team. Some of you could maybe feud off against the Lucha Dragons at some point. That'd be a pretty cool sort of high-flying tag team rivalry. As Phoenix now making his way to the ring. And I'm really looking forward to our special pay-per-view. It's going to come up in a few weeks' time. That's going to be a special Cruiserweight pay-per-view. We're going to see a lot of the new additions to the roster. And of course the main event will be crowning that brand new Cruiserweight champion. We'll try and put a few of these guys to the test, see what they're like. Maybe a 6-man ladder match here. Maybe a yeah, we can do some pretty cool stuff, can't we? That'd be pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. But there we go, Angelico against Phoenix. Who is going to be joining Jack Evans in the quarter-finals of the Global Cruiserweight Championship? Not just Jack Evans, but of course the other 7 superstars that have already qualified as well. And what a fantastic start to the match as Phoenix goes flying over the top rope with that big splash, and already we're seeing some fantastic high flying maneuvers in this one. Phoenix with a neck breaker on Angelico, bringing him back up to his feet, and so far Phoenix is absolutely dominating the opening proceedings of this match as Angelico trips his way up the ramp. Trips his way up the ramp, he did. Of course, if you've not seen it and you do like Lucha Underground, we did a couple of days ago upload Thunder Invades Lucha Underground. It was an interesting episode. That was basically our Thunder roster. Coming down to Lucha Underground, we did a whole sort of 6-match card. We saw some debuts of quite a few new wrestlers into the Thunder roster. Including Matanza, Mil Muertes, Pentagon Jr., Drago. And there was Bestia 666 and Damien 666, Sexy Star and Eva Lise as well. So all those women and men have all joined the Thunder roster permanently. So if you do enjoy your Lucha Underground, you want to see some more Lucha Libre wrestling, then of course check out our Thunder roster. And of course be sure to keep an eye on Smackdown as well, because the Cruiserweight Championship coming up soon is going to give us a lot of real high-flying maneuvers as Phoenix absolutely destroying Angelico here. Then into that senton. Now Phoenix going back up to the top once again, and Phoenix is not giving Angelico a chance to breathe in this match. Another big splash. And if Angelico is not careful, this match could be over as quick as it's begun. Angelico getting spun around by Phoenix. Angelico, there are a couple of back elbows that fight free. And a big tilt-a-whirl DDT. Phoenix slowly back up to his feet. Angelico club and blow across the back. Takes Phoenix over the top. Phoenix fights through with the arm drag. Phoenix now. Oh, a fisherman's buster. Well, it's almost like a fisherman's suplex into a Michinoku driver, that was. Phoenix now spins Angelico around. Hurricane Rana. Now Phoenix slowing the pace of this one down. In that headlock. And Hagar looking again for a fisherman suplex reverse though into a Northern Light suplex. And now again into the submission hold by Phoenix. Not his normal style, locking in the submissions. Phoenix now with a front chancer in again, locking another submission hold. He's really going a different way here today. Angelico trying to taunt the crowd there, and Phoenix just straight with that boot to the stomach, then into that spinning sunset flip powerbomb. Phoenix now bringing Angelico into the middle of the ring. There is the neck breaker. Angelico really struggling now. Phoenix taking Angelico up onto his shoulders. And an inverted Death Valley driver dropping Angelico right on the top of his head. And this could be enough here to put Phoenix through to the quarterfinals. And it is. Phoenix makes a much easier job of Angelico than Jack Evans did of Aerostar. But still a pretty damn good match. And we can still see exactly what we can expect going forward in our Smackdown roster from these high-flying wrestlers. Here's that big finish, the inverted Death Valley driver. And just watch Angelico's head go straight down the mat. I think he landed head first. And it was enough for Phoenix to pick up that free count. The 1, the 2, and the 3. So well done to both Phoenix and Jack Evans. They're going on to our NXT qualifiers coming up very, very soon. And be sure to keep an eye out for that. I will be mixing and matching. It won't be Mexican versus Mexican, Japanese versus Japanese. We're going to draw it all out of the hat. And you'll see exactly what that is going to be next weekend in our quarterfinals from NXT. Right, that is the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then it'd be great if you could whack that like button. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to subscribe because there's a lot more of the Global Cruiserweight Championship coming, as well as our normal universe mode as well. And we should have Nitro uploaded for you very, very soon as well. Still a little bit behind, but hopefully by middle of this week, we should be back up with our schedule. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon for another episode of our WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. Bye!